Good morning. It is October 9th, 2024. It's Wednesday. It's a wonderful Wednesday. And no doubt you're asking yourself, why is he wearing a jacket in the house? Well, I'll tell you. As a West Indian, I don't like the cold. Perhaps that's a little harsh. I prefer not to be in the cold. That's a little better. So, outside, I woke up early this morning, and outside it was 48 degrees. Inside, it was 68 degrees. And, of course, I wondered, should I turn on the heat? I think I will. But I also, last night, this morning, yesterday, I also had Florida on my mind. Now, I will tell you this. My first hurricane was in 1951, and yes, I am that old. And what impressed me about that hurricane, even though I really couldn't fully understand it, was how powerful it was. I watched the trees go by, followed by zincs going by, and yeah, I was impressed. After that, of course, I've spent time in many other hurricanes. The one thing I have learned in Jamaica is that they live in cinder block houses because they expect to get hurricanes. And on the leeward side of their house, they will usually crack their windows on the leeward side. Supposedly, it relieves pressure in the house. I have no reason not to believe it. But anyway, I am straying. Old people have a tendency to do that. So, today, I have Florida in my mind. And I have a lot of friends and very close relatives in Florida. So you must understand, I am thinking about them and how they're doing. I think Florida, it's a really way out idea, but as a nature lover, I think Florida and places like the Delta should be left to nature. I think we have reached a point right now where respecting nature is no longer an option, okay? I think we ought to recognize nature and we ought to respect nature and we ought to do something about it. I love the Outer Banks, as you know. I go there. You've seen my picture shot in the Outer Banks. But I'll tell you what does not make sense to me is people building their houses right on the beach in certain areas. Why? Why? I think in time, nature will reclaim a lot of that real estate. That's what nature does. But anyway, this morning I got up and I went outside with my camera because that's where I find solace. That's where I find peace with my camera. So the pictures that you have been looking at were shot this morning outside my back door. And to my friends in Florida and to politicians everywhere, please give it back to nature. Please give it back to nature. And we ought to do something about our standards. We ought to encourage people to build their homes inside the hills. You know, leave the surface to nature, to wildflowers, to the bees, to the butterflies, to the birds. That's my little chit-chat for you. Come on. You know, give it back. Florida, give it back to nature. We don't need the space. We need to teach each other how to be satisfied with what we have. We do not need to build a 9-bedroom mansion for 2 people. It doesn't matter how much money you make, that's excessive. So what we need to do, we need to explore especially United States of America, explore better areas. And you know you can convince anybody to do anything. It's called marketing. That is what America is good at, marketing. We market sawdust to people and tell them that it is fiber. We're good at marketing. You know, we mix up animal fat. You know, we really put it in a blender, the industrial sized blender, and we animal fat. We mix that up and then we market that as protein. So we're good at marketing. It's not difficult to convince people to live away from nature and give it back to nature. All right. I've said enough, and I know that a lot of people are turned off by my politics. I am a nature lover. Nature is my church. And I have an awful respect for creation, and I have an awful respect for people. I do. I believe 90% of all human beings are good people. That's my belief. Over 90% of all people are good, kind people, loving people, people who want harmony in their lives, and people who want peace. Peace in their life. Not wars. Peace. Okay. I'm fine. The purpose of this video anyway was to make sure my relatives know that I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you for watching.